Night falls. Shadows crawl, stretching their inky fingers across the landscape, transforming the familiar into the unknown. A chill wind whispers through skeletal trees, carrying with it the scent of damp earth and something ancient, something unseen. The forest seems to breathe, alive with secrets and whispers of the past. The air crackles with anticipation, a silent symphony of dread that sets your teeth on edge. Each flash of lightning reveals fleeting glimpses of hidden horrors. What is it about the dark that unsettles us so? Is it the absence of light or the presence of something more sinister? The unknown depths, the things unseen that watch from the shadows, their eyes gleaming with malice. These unseen watchers stir our deepest fears. We are drawn to the darkness, to the stories whispered around campfires and passed down through generations. Stories that speak of things that go bump in the night. Horror. It captivates and terrifies us in equal measure. It's a genre as old as time, woven into the fabric of our collective unconscious. These tales of terror have been with us since the dawn of humanity. From the chilling ghost stories whispered in hushed tones to the visceral terror of a creature feature, horror takes many forms. Each form taps into a different facet of our primal fears, yet at its core it's a primal fear, a fear of the unknown, of the things that lurk just beyond the veil of reality. It's a reminder of our vulnerability, of the thin line between the known and the unknown. The most terrifying monsters are often not the ones with fangs and claws, but the ones that reside within our minds. Ghost stories, with their ethereal beings and lingering presence, prey on our deepest fears of death and the unknown. The thought of a loved one returning from the grave, their spirit twisted and vengeful, chills us to the bone. Then there are the haunted houses, those decaying structures with their dark histories and secrets whispering within their walls. Every creaking floorboard, every flicker of a candle sends shivers down our spines as we imagine the horrors that transpired within those very rooms. Why do we subject ourselves to these tales of terror? Why do we willingly step into the darkness, knowing that it might leave us breathless and sleepless? Perhaps it's the adrenaline rush, the intoxicating cocktail of fear and excitement that courses through our veins as we confront the darkness. There's a strange catharsis in fear, a release that comes from confronting our deepest fears in the safe confines of a story. Horror allows us to explore the darkest corners of our minds, to confront our mortality and the fragility of our existence, all from the safety of our armchairs. Section 4. Shadows come alive. Imagine yourself walking down a deserted street late at night. The air is thick with an unsettling silence, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. The streetlights flicker, casting elongated shadows that dance and writhe with each gust of wind. These shadows seem almost alive, moving with a sinister grace. A low growl rumbles in the distance, sending a shiver down your spine. It's a sound that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Your heart pounds in your chest as you quicken your pace, your breath catching in your throat. Every step you take feels heavier, more urgent. Suddenly you hear footsteps behind you, heavy and deliberate. They echo in the stillness, growing louder with each passing second. You glance over your shoulder, but you see nothing but the shifting shadows. The darkness seems to play tricks on your mind. The growl grows louder, closer. It feels as if the shadows themselves are closing in on you, suffocating you with their presence. Your mind races, conjuring images of unseen horrors lurking in the darkness. Every shadow seems to hide a potential threat. This is the power of horror, the ability to transport us to another world, a world where our darkest fears become reality. It's a realm where the line between imagination and reality blurs. It's a visceral experience, one that engages all of our senses and leaves us breathless and shaken. The fear is palpable, almost tangible, as it grips us in its icy embrace. In Section 5, the enduring allure of horror. Horror, in all its forms, continues to captivate and terrify audiences worldwide. It taps into our primal fears and the darkest corners of our imagination. From the classic monsters of literature and film, like Dracula and Frankenstein, to the new wave of psychological horror that delves into the human psyche, we are drawn to the darkness, to the unknown paths that beckon us, to the stories that make us question the nature of reality and our place within it, and the monsters that lurk within us all, hidden in the shadows of our minds. Perhaps it's the thrill of the unknown, the excitement of facing what we cannot see, the adrenaline rush of confronting our deepest fears and surviving the ordeal. Or maybe it's the cathartic release, the emotional purge that comes with fear, the feeling of having stared into the abyss and emerged, shaken but alive, with a new perspective. Whatever the reason, horror continues to hold a powerful sway over our imaginations, drawing us back time and again, reminding us that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones we create ourselves, lurking just beneath the surface.